Welcome to the PCFL Show. On this week's episode, we've got highlights from Week 3, previews of Week 4, and a 3 quick question segment. The PCFL Show is brought to you in part by 916 Design Studio. For all your design needs, call 916-747-9255. Also by La Cabana Restaurant in Suisun, the best in home-style Mexican cooking. Call 707-429-5871. Before we start this episode, the PCFL lost another brother this past week. On this week's 3 quick questions, our guest from the Reading Heat is
Orlando Rabon, head coach.
Welcome to the show, Coach. The Heat are coming off their first win of the season after a rough start. What do they have to do to keep progressing?
Well, I think it's just pretty much us getting back to the basics, working on the little things to get better every game.
And how old were you when you first started playing football?
13 when I first started playing, I believe.
What got you into the coaching aspect of it?
Just wanting to be able to teach all my knowledge of everything that I know to others.
So whether it be playing, coaching, or not football related, what's the game taught you?
I'd say pretty much football just taught me all about discipline. I'd say it probably made me the man that I am today.
Thanks, Coach, and good luck with the rest of your season. Anyone in the mood for some highlights? The Assassins got things rolling early as Ray Pinkston hits Earl Williams for this game. And a few plays later, hits Mike Harris down the middle of the field. That sets up Ray Pinkston for this quarterback sneak for the touchdown. And the point after is good. And later on in the second quarter, it's dominated by defenses. Here, Dana Wood gets the pick for the Rhinos. And Charles Borg of the Assassins takes it right back. The Rhinos D holds, and on their next possession, the Assassins come up and force the ball loose. Later in the third quarter, the Rhinos are going to punt, but it's out the back of the end zone for the safety. And jumping ahead to fourth quarter action, running back Jerome Steele takes it in for the touchdown. And the point after is blocked, but Ray Price has the awareness to scoop the ball up and toss it to Rashad Edwards for 2. On the Assassins' next possession, Pinkston hits Mike Harris, who makes a great catch to get a first down, but the drive stalls. And on the next Assassin possession, the Rhinos force the fumble, and Brian Morales scoops it up and takes it in for the go-ahead score. Anthony Gagliano's point after is good, and your final score is California Rhinos 15, Bay Area Assassins 9. The Barnstormers started out hot this week. This Dante Mills run sets up a touchdown run by Omari Carr. A bad snap on a Chiefs punt sets up this touchdown run by Jamie Jensen. The Chiefs turn it over on downs, and Alex Vaca adds 3. The Chiefs gamble and lose early on a fake punt attempt. And Dante Mills takes it in for the touchdown. Near the end of the quarter, Alton Seymour starts to move the Chiefs, but throws a pick to Aaron Wallace of the Barnstormers. And a few plays later, Jamie Jensen hits Nick Breland for the touchdown. Alton Seymour has the Chiefs on the move again, but a fumble kills the momentum. And the Barnstormers take advantage as Omari Carr takes in his second touchdown of the day. On the next possession, Alton Seymour hits Kyle Allen, who takes it up the field 60 yards. This sets up Seymour on the sneak for the touchdown. Later on in the third quarter, Alton Seymour hits Jerome Gus for this long pass. And that sets up another Seymour touchdown run. The Chiefs score again in the fourth quarter as Seymour hits Tony Quentin for the touchdown. And on their next possession, Jerome Gus puts one in as well to bring the Chiefs within 2 scores. Alex Vaca extends the Barnstormer lead to 15 with this 42-yard field goal. And the Chiefs are driving again when Anthony Jones snatches the intended swing pass and takes it back for the touchdown. Alton Seymour puts another touchdown on the board for the Chiefs. And Dante Mills returns the favor for the Barnstormers. And your final score is Central Coast Barnstormers 55, Solano Chiefs 32. Running back Tobias Sanders breaks a big run early for the Ducks. That sets up Mort Guyvet's first field goal of the day. Later on in the second quarter, the Ducks fumble, giving the Outlaws excellent field position. The Outlaws moved the ball, but they were unable to connect in the end zone. That sets up this Troy Mabon field goal. And the Ducks answer right back by putting a long drive together. And that drive culminates with Cody Allen hitting Devin Jones for the touchdown. And Guyvet's point after is perfect, and the score is 10-3 at the half. Later in the third quarter, the Ducks strike again as Cody Allen hits Tim Lang for the touchdown. And Mort Guyvet, who was perfect on his PATs, puts another one through. But the Outlaws answer back with this touchdown. Nearing the end of the third quarter, Mort Guyvet extends the Ducks' lead with this field goal. And in the fourth quarter, Antoine Vaughns puts the Ducks on the goal line, where he gets the opportunity to take it in himself for the touchdown. And later on, Mort Guyvet caps the scoring with this field goal. He finished 3 of 4 for the day. And your final score, Delta Ducks 30, East Bay Outlaws 9. The PCFL Show is brought to you in part by Graves Video Production. Capture life's great moments. Go to gravesvideo.net. Also by HostedSports.com, the only one-stop place for all sports on the web.
You are watching the PCFL Show with your host, Angry Mike.
After a defensive stalemate in the first quarter, Reading gets the ball down the field as Scotty Armstead hits Anthony Ragone for a 45-yard gain. The Giants' defense holds, and Sam Wolf puts 3 on the board for the Heat. Late in the half, the Giants force a punt, but Sam Wolf can't handle the snap, and it results in a safety. Later on in the third quarter, the Heat get the ground game going with a big game from Anthony Ragone. And Sawyer Anderson finishes the drive with a touchdown. The Giants answer the touchdown drive with a Samuel Alton field goal. And after a Heat turnover, Javon Cherry hits Eric Williams for 27 yards to the 7-yard line. Terrence Gentry takes it in from 7 yards out to give the Giants the lead, 11-9. And later on in the quarter, another Samuel Alton field goal extends the Giants' lead. Late in the fourth, Reading gets a big third down conversion when Scotty Armstead hits Eric Vidal on the sideline. And Sawyer Anderson caps the drive with his second touchdown of the day, taking the lead. Reading goes for 2, and they get it, making it a 3-point ball game. Under a minute left with no timeouts, and the Giants try and drive down the field as Cherry scrambles and hits Deshaun Hosey Jr. for 42 yards. But time runs out as Javon Cherry can't get out of bounds. And your final score is Reading Heat 17, Golden State Giants 14. After After a punt by the Jaguars, the Fury's first possession results in a 16-yard touchdown run by Cisco Ragsdale. On the Fury's second possession, they cap a 9-play, 56-yard drive with a touchdown throw from Blake Morey to Robbie Longan for the touchdown. The Jags then go on a 9-play drive, getting into the red zone, but Small is sacked on first down by Anthony Edwards, on second down by Taepong Yan, and on third down by Anthony Edwards, forcing the punt. Later in the third quarter, Jason Winters picks the ball off and takes it back into Fury territory. And 2 plays later, a 23-yard touchdown pass from Ronnie Small to Marquise Foster. And early in the fourth quarter, the Jags cap a 10-play drive with this pass from Ronnie Small to David Kusledge for the touchdown. The point after is blocked, and the Fury scoop the ball up to return it for points, but an inadvertent whistle kills the play. And on their next possession, Blake Morey scrambles and finds Robbie Longan down the field, putting the Fury in the red zone. 3 plays later, Morey hits Kimby Drayton for the touchdown. On the Jags' next possession, Lamont Providence comes down with the pick. The Jags' defense holds the Fury, but when they go to punt, Lamont Providence takes it and takes it right up the field for the first down. And on the next play, Kimby Drayton takes it in from 16 yards out for the touchdown. With the Jags backed up deep, Kalen Denseko tackles Ronnie Small in the end zone for a safety. And your final score, Capital City Fury 29, Central Valley Jaguars 13. Let's take a look at our top performers of the week.
You're watching the PCFL Show.
The Golden State Giants have the bye next week, so we'll see more of their previews in the next episode. While new coaches, new systems, and a lot of new players may have resulted in a rough start for the Chiefs, they showed in this last game what they are capable of doing. The Stallions have shown in the first couple of weeks that they're a solid team top to bottom. They'll be taking the field with 10 men to remember Stefan Fowler. The Solano Chiefs take on the South Bay Stallions this Saturday over Felt High School in San Jose, 1:30 kickoff. The Central Valley Jaguars and the California Rhinos are very similar. Both teams have a strong offensive attack, and both teams have solid, stout defenses. The biggest difference in this game could end up being on special teams. The Jaguars take on the Rhinos this Saturday at Hayward High School. Kickoffs at 1 o'clock. Sponsored by King's Transportation. Call 415-282-2808. Ask for Dan and tell him the Rhinos ride with King's Tours. The Assassins got out to a strong start this past week, leading all the way until the fourth quarter. Can they maintain that level of consistency and hold on for the win this week? The Fury's offense showed more sign of gelling this past week, while the defense maintained a good level of performance. Can they maintain the drive to improve and not get complacent? The Bay Area Assassins take on the Capital City Fury this Saturday, 6 o'clock kickoff at Foothill High School. Sponsored by GotStickums.com. Prints, action figures, collage packages. Go to GotStickums.com for more info. Despite a rough start, the Reading Heat look like they're back on track. Several coaches from their championship run 2 years ago are returning to the team as well. They'll have their work cut out for them as they face a tough Delta Ducks team that's shown balance in all 3 phases of the game, as well as a knack for putting up big plays and big points. The Reading Heat take on the Delta Ducks this Saturday, 5 o'clock kickoff at Del Oro High School in Loomis. Sponsored by Bell Pest Control. Call 916-512-6035. The East Bay Outlaws are a talented football team, but they need to find consistency, especially on offense, if they're going to progress. The Barnstormers are coming off a big back-in-the-saddle type win. Can they keep that momentum rolling into this week, especially against a tough Outlaw defense? The East Bay Outlaws take on the Central Coast Barnstormers this Saturday, 3 o'clock at Gilroy High School. Sponsored by El Camino Produce of Gilroy. Call 408-848-2733 for more information. Another week of games in the books, another show done, and another round of thanks for sharing those links on Facebook. The more people we can reach in our community, the more people will get coming to our games. Also, check out the PCFL.com for more info. I'm your host, Angry Mike, and I'll see you next week.
Angry Mike.